Hello children, Krishna Ma'am again. Today we are going to cover chapter 4 of Snapshots, and the name of the chapter is Albert Einstein at School. Okay, this is a biographical writing written by Patrick Pringle. Okay, Patrick Pringle, he is an American author born in 1935, and in his book Young Einstein, okay, this instance has been mentioned and we have taken this extract from that book. So mainly this part is about the school timing, okay, but during the school time of Einstein. So lifespan of Einstein was between 1879 to 1955. And he needs no introduction. All of you know him very well, okay, as a famous physicist. Next from further from Sir Newton. Okay, after that he was another great and famous physicist. Okay, and he was a father of general theory of relativity and special theory of relativity for gravitation. So today we will learn in this chapter about his school timing. We cannot say that he was not an intelligent student, he was, but he hated school. Why? Why he hated school? I'm telling he hated schools. He hated studying, but I'm not telling he hated subjects, because there were few subjects he didn't like, but he was very much interested in maths and he had great brain for maths. And we will learn in this chapter also how he excelled his teacher also in maths. Even his teacher had a very high profile for him, means his maths teacher. But in the starting of this chapter, we can see that he had a bit of conflict with his history teacher. And what was the reason? The reason was his history teacher asked him about the Battle of Waterloo, about the duration, about the timing. Okay, first let me tell the characters also. Albert Einstein, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, he was the history teacher. After that, Mr. Koch, he was the maths teacher who had a very high profile of Albert Einstein. Then in this chapter we have the head teacher also, head teacher of the school he was studying. Then Mr. Weil, who was the doctor who issued him a certificate, and Yuri, he was Einstein's friend. And there's a mention of Elsa also. Elsa, she was Einstein's cousin, but later she got married to Albert, which is not mentioned here. And there are a few places which has been mentioned in this chapter, that is Munich. Munich is a city in Germany. That is, I think this is the third largest city now. It's a city in Germany, and the school in which he is studying in this chapter is in Munich. And then it's mentioned of Berlin, where Elsa belonged to, where his parents were businessmen. So that is the capital of Germany. There is a mention of Milan, that is a city of Italy, or we should say that is a fashion city of Italy, where Einstein's parents were staying, they were working there. And there is a mention of Waterloo also, which is in Belgium now. But previously, in those days, it was in UK, Netherlands, and that was the place where the Battle of Prussia and France took place. So this is what his history teacher asked, that when did that battle take place? Now he was annoyed, but he was a sincere boy. He was very straightforward and he was not ashamed of putting his views. So he admitted, had he admitted sincerely, I don't know. So he was cross-crossed. The teacher was very cross that why don't you know the dates? Then he told, I cannot see any point in learning dates. That makes the teacher annoyed more and more. Children, it's usual thing between student and teacher. When a teacher asks anything from a student, and a student replied bluntly, I don't know, and I don't see any point in learning also. So that throws a challenge on the teacher that why are you teaching this thing? So it was sort of this thing. He simply told, I don't see any point in learning. And according to him, that was not education. So the teacher got angry, and he asked me then, according to you, what is education? What is education? So children, in this chapter, from this chapter we will know that according to Einstein, his theory of education was we should not learn facts. Learning facts is not education. If we simply mug up something, that is not education because it doesn't go into our brain, it doesn't go into our heart. Okay? Education means if we know something, if we know the concept of something, like in this instance, he saw no point in learning the dates, okay, in learning the year that battle took place. Because he told, if we want to know, if me and you, anybody wants to know, when the Battle of Waterloo take place, just open any history book, just go to any information desk, and the information is there. It's there. So what's the point of learning? What's the point of wasting time in the school, just mugging up everything? So according to him, okay, we should learn why that battle took place at the first place. Not how many were killed and this and that, but what was the reason, how it could be resolved, and what should we do that it should not happen. Means all those things which led to that battle. Fine. So now let's turn second page. Means we should not mug up hard facts, but we should know the concept of conceptual understanding should be there of anything, according to him. So that was the conflict between him and his history teacher. His history teacher got very angry, and he knew that I'll see to you that you are away from this school. I'll complain. I'll put a complaint to the head teacher. Okay. So that day he was a bit upset after having the small conflict. He was a bit upset, and when it was the time for him to go back to his room, I cannot say the house because he didn't live in a house. Okay, his father was not rich enough to get him a big room, so he used to stay in a small room, small rented room, okay, in a very congested place in Munich. But he didn't mind. He didn't mind the small space. He didn't mind the dirt and everything in that area also. What he didn't like was that landlord and landlady, they used to have fights together. So he didn't like that. He could not have concentration in that place. He could not have peace of mind in that place. And one more thing, apart from learning science and all those things, he was fond of playing. He had a heart for playing violin also. But in that small living room, he was not allowed to play violin also, because if he starts playing violin, a landlady will come again. She will bring up an issue that it's making noises and that. He wanted to say that what make noise is once she beats her children, and when the husband comes back home, weekends, he drinks, and once he is drunk, he'll beat the lady. So all that noise and that family, he was disturbed of that, not of the small place and not of the dirt. And here the word squalor has been given. Squalor means extremely dirty condition. So the slum area he was living was full of dirt and squalor, but he didn't mind that also. Okay, once he mentioned about that to his friend Yuri. Yuri was very good, he's a very good friend. Einstein didn't have many friends in school time. Okay, he had Yuri as his friend and he poured his heart out to him. He just discussed each and everything with his friend. So he mentioned to Yuri also that he just wants to leave this place. And he was under the impression that the area where Yuri was living, in a hostel or something, that was where civilized people used to live, not like uncivilized, who used to have a fight all the time, beating and shouting and all those things in family here. But then Yuri told also, how can I say that the place I'm living is a civilized place? Then he told that in the room he lives, okay, that is all the senior students, and they had a fight, they had a duel also. Duel here means fight between two people, and sometimes it goes to the extent that one can kill another person also, like in the instance Yuri gave to Einstein. Okay, he told that this happened in that lodge where he was living. So he told him that the place you are staying, okay, even though there's a family violence, there's a domestic violence here, but still it's better than the place I'm living, where they kill each other with pride. So, okay, children, so I will just mention a small incidents when Elsa, her cousin, came to visit him from Berlin. She came to visit him. Then like he consulted Elsa. He told that he didn't want to study here, he wanted to leave that place, because whatever is taught in the school that doesn't go in his mind, he's totally against that. He cannot remember those things. So he was just thinking that it's no use wasting my father's money when I don't understand anything which is taught in this school. Then Elsa, she consoled him by saying that don't think that you cannot remember things, so don't be ashamed of that. You just mug it up, you just learn it and write it, and you get full marks, because that is the thing most of the people they take study for. According to them, if you get good marks, okay, more and more numbers you get, more and more marks you get, that is a good student. But many times those who are the toppers, they just get full marks by mugging things up, by just learning all the facts and putting it down in the examination. But if you ask them how much do they understand, smell. So he didn't like that kind of study, and he told Elsa, and Elsa was she was curious also. Okay, you are telling you don't like studies, then what is that book you're holding? Then he told, this is about the geology. And then she was curious also, geology, this is not taught in your school, then why? Then he told, okay, even though this is not taught, I like it, that's why I'm learning it. Isn't that a reason enough for my studying this book, for my reading this book? If I like it, I must read it. That's enough a reason for me. Okay, so here there's one more mention, that apart from books on science, okay, he liked playing violin also, for which the landlady, she usually comes and stops him. Okay, so children, this is, I would like to give a break for this part of the video, right? tomorrow I'll come up with another video. Today what did we learn? We learned about Albert's dissatisfaction with his school. And the second thing which we learned about Albert's dissatisfaction with the present society. Now what the society means? The lodge he was living. Okay. Now in the video tomorrow I'll cover the points where he will put efforts to get rid of the school. He was so much annoyed with the studies that he will make a plan. He will make a plan to get rid of school, and finally he will get restricted from the school. That is his expulsion from school. He will be expelled from there. So that would be covered in the video tomorrow. Till then, thank you for listening to me. Have a very good day, children.